What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Nichols YouTube channel. Now, today we actually have Tennessee State. And sorry, we actually started at round 3 instead of round 1 and 2. We had some problems setting up, but we finally got set up here at round 3. On the left, we have Kyle Adams. And on the right, we have Stephen Clark. Now, Kyle's from Kentucky. Stephen's from the Tennessee area. And here we see Kyle start with Kyogre, and Stephen start with the Xerneas. So it seems like Stephen is playing a Fairies deck, while Kyle's choosing the Primal Kyogre deck. Here we see a computer search, discarding an N and a Megaphone. Now, if he has Pokemon Fan Club, I imagine he'll get that here. Maybe a Spritzy. I don't know, a lot of possibilities. We'll have to see what he gets here. But a Turbo computer search is always really nice. That's why you have in your deck to search your deck for anything. Let's see. Stephen Clark's just checking to make sure everything was surprise. So here we see a Fan Club. This lets you search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon, put in your hand. Here we see a Spritzy and a Florges. I guess Steven decides to get the 1 Spritzy because Kyogre can't really attack the turn 2 or 3. But, or maybe he has multiple Spritzy prizes, it's hard to say. Here we see a Fair Energy going to the Xerneas. We see a pass from Steven. Can't really do much turn 1, he can't attack. So here we see a Water Energy come down with Kyle. We see an Ultra Ball, discarding a Silver Bangle, and a Burst Seeker. And sorry, my voice sounds kind of weird. I'm getting over like a weird sickness right now, but hopefully I sound okay. Well, let's see here. Does he get a Keldeo, another Kyogre? So here we see a Keldeo. Keldeo has a Russian ability where you can switch it with the active spot. Here we see an N from Kyle. Shuffle your deck. Draws many price cards. You have price cards left, so they both get 6 here. Also have the thing 2 times speed, as you can tell, just so to cut down the time and everything. So let's see, they both get 6. Imagine we'll see a pass. Here we see a Russian. And he attached a Floatstone to give the Keldeo free retreat, which is always nice. Here we see another Spritzy come down. A Rainbow attached to the Spritzy puts 10 damage on it, but it counts as any energy. That's always really nice. Well, what does Steven have here? Here we see a Verse Seeker for an N. Okay. Now what Steven needs here is maybe a Fairy Garden to give everybody free retreat. They have Fairy Energy attached to it, Aromatisse, and a Xerneas. Regular Xerneas, not a Xerneas EX, so you can start Geomancing. Let's see, here's the Aromatisse. So he can use the Fairy Transfer. And we'll just see a pass from Steven, alright. So on to Kyle's turn. Does he have the Spirit Link, Primal Kyogre? In this case, I would probably just attach a Water and then Prime Evolve. There's no real reason to put a Spirit Link down because you still can't attack the turn 3. So here we see a Press Letter, get 2 Water. I think I saw the Primal Kyogre in his hand. There's a Water Energy. See an Ultra Ball discarding a Water and an N. So here we see Primal Kyogre. And since he doesn't have the Spirit Link, he has to end his turn when he Prime Evolves. But like I said, it doesn't really matter because he can't attack the turn 3 anyway. Because it does need 3 Water and a Colorless. So now if it needed 2 Waters and Colors, that'd be a little bit different. Here we see a Retreat and a Prime Evolve. So on to Steven's turn. Here we see a Fairy Garden. Now all of us Pokemon have free Retreat. We see a Rainbow coming down to the Aromatisse. Now he has 2 damage counters on it. Here we see a Muscle Band. Steven's looking at his discard from Verse Seeker. Verse Seeker for a Pokemon Fan Club. Now he's actually going to do this because Florges does 20 plus 20 for each Fairy Pokemon in play, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it does. So that's why he wants to max out his bench with all his Fairy Pokemon. That's why he gets 2 Xerneas here. We see a Xerneas, Retreat, Fairy Transfer. Yeah, we'll see a Bright Garden for 140. Maybe it's 160, 20, 40. I think it's 160 actually, but we'll see. I'm probably doing the math wrong. Here we see an N from Kyle. He needs to get 2 Waters here and a regular Kyogre down. And if he can do that, he'd be in good shape. He could just Tidal Storm 150, put 2 Waters on the new Kyogre, and then hopefully draw it to Spirit Link later. Here I see a Rough Seas in his hand. I don't know if he wants to put that down or not. Okay, so he actually puts it down right now. We see a Water, Dive Ball. Now, if he plays Suicune, that'd be kind of cool to get right now. Or maybe just another EX. Okay, there's a Suicune. This is going to force Steven to try to attack with a baby Xerneas. Now, it can't do 100 damage, but you have to discard Fairy Energy when you do this. But Steven doesn't have Fairy Garden on either. But here we see a Light Center, bringing up the Primal Kyogre. And time to see how much Bright Garden does. I think it does 160 though, but I could be wrong. 612. Okay, 140. Sorry, okay. So see a dive ball once again. He's got those shiny dive balls too. It's pretty nice. Alright, so yeah, it does 20 for each fairy Pokemon to play. 20, yeah, and then the Muscle Band 140. Okay, sorry. I was right at first. I thought it was. Let's see here. What does Kyle have? We see a water in his hand. He is at 110. If he gets smacked again, he does get knocked out. It's the only thing that kind of stinks right here. I do see a water in his hand. He does have it. Might as well. Alright, so he's going to go for the Tidal Storm for 150. 30 to the bench Xerneas EX. So Tidal Storm does 150. Put 30 on all EX bench Pokemon. So that's what the 31 with the Xerneas EX. And you move 2 water to one of your bench Pokemon. That's why the new Kyogre had 2 waters. Here we see an Ultra Ball from Steven, discarding a Juniper and an N. Gets into the Rumble-Tees. I imagine he has either a Colwish or a Juniper in his hand. Or he wouldn't have discarded those supporters. Alright, so let's see here. Alright, so there's Juniper. So let's see here. Did he get a Max Push or not, the thing? So here we see a Fairy Transfer, Max Push, and hit all the damage off. Very nice for Steven. Now that Florges, it's like the Florges never got hit. See a Fairy Transfer, move the 2 fairies up. Steven move around the energies real quick. And let's see a Bright Garden for a knockout. There's what we'll see. Yep, Bright Garden for a knockout. Take 2 prizes. Steven down to 3. Kyle still has 6 left. The Fairy deck seems like it's being too fast right now for the Kyogre. Here we see it in. This time Steven only gets 3 while Kyle only gets 6. Steven has knocked out a Kyurem and a Primal Kyogre. Kyle needs to get a Primal Kyogre and 2 waters. I saw a Primal Kyogre, but I didn't see 2 waters in his hand. There's a Primal Kyogre. Here we see another Kyogre. Now, I'm not really sure if I like that Suicune play. Because if you don't send in the Suicune, you force Steven to actually knock out 2 EXs or Light Center up the Suicune. Now I know Kyle is saying, alright Steven, you have to attack me with Xerneas. But that's easy to do. All he needs is a Fairy Garden to retreat. Even then, I think Florges only has 1 retreat cost. Alright, so see a Fairy Energy come down. Fairy Garden, so now he's got the free retreat. And imagine Steven will just retreat to a Xerneas and do 100 damage to it. I can't remember the attack's name right now. It does 100, and you discard a Fairy Energy. So here we see retreat. Send with the Xerneas. Steven's debating, do I do this or not? I want to see why not. Now, if Kyle does get a 2 waters, he can actually one-shot the Xerneas, get rid of 2 energies. Alright, but we see Kyle scoop there. So, to game 2, it's going to be up to Kyle how fast he can set up. He didn't really get any Kyogres out that quickly. He kind of have a slow start. And that's one of the problems I've had with Kyogre. The deck is fun. If you can start getting rolling, you obviously do well. But that's why Kyle is sitting here around 3 at 2-0. But sometimes you just hit problems like that where you just don't draw the energies at the right time. You don't get the Primal Kyogres out and stuff like that. That is the issue I've had with the deck. And we saw Steven get a turn 2 Rumble-Tees and everything. He was rolling. He was doing good. His deck is really consistent. Especially that computer search turn 1 and get that fan club. That was really nice of Steven. So let's see. Hopefully Kyle does get a Kyogre start rolling. Hopefully we get a good game 2 from Kyle. But the bad thing is, Steven does have those max potions, so it's going to be hard for Kyle to actually knock out his fairy Pokemon. So, if he just uses multiple max potions and stuff like that, Kyle can't really knock out his EX Pokemon. So, we just got to hope that Steven benches a bunch of EX Pokemon. But I know Steven's not going to do that. He's actually going to fill his board up with just regular Pokemon, so that way they don't get sniped for 30. We still call it Mulligan. I think we see another Mulligan here. Oh, okay, we don't see a Mulligan. So on to game 2. Oh, we see a Shaman start. So that makes everything a little tricky. Shaman has Revenge Blast. It's 30 plus 30 for each prize card taken by your opponent. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Yeah, that's right. So you can do 180 when there's 5 prize cards taken. So, and it only needs a grass and a color, so that's why Steven plays these rainbows. Which seems really good, because you can knock out the Groudons, you can knock out the Primal Kyogre's deck. Kinda stinks for Steven starting with the Shaman, is not what you really want to do. And here we see a pass from Kyle. Like I said, can't really do much turn 1. Here we see a Rainbow, Fairy Guard, a Juniper. Discard 2 Max Potions and a Fairy Energy. Hopefully Steven plays Lysander's Trump card to get all those Max Potions back. There we see a Spritzy come down, a Florges come down. See Retreat. And just a pass. Kyle can only do Water Pulse for 30 turn 1 if he really wanted to. Here we see a Spirit Link, Primal Kyogre, Sycamore. Okay, now the only thing that kind of stinks here is you can't use the Primal Kyogre's ability right now. Here we see a Rush and Retreat, send up the Baby Kyurem, let it get smacked for some damage. Here we see a Rumbltease come down. Now Steven can move around that Rainbow Energy any way he wants to. Okay. Let's see, does Steven have a supporter or not? Here we see a Fan Club. So Steven can actually do, what, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100? Yeah, 100 damage to this Kyurem right now if he wanted to with that Florges. Well, he needs the energy too. Sorry about that. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. But he also Geomancy if he wants to too. He can set up the Xerneas, Fairy Transfer, the energy, and everything like that. Because he does have the Fairy Guard for free retreat. So let's see, what does Steven get here? I saw him get a Xerneas, and there we go. Okay, there's a Xerneas. Like I said, I think maybe Geomancy here would be a good play, just to get more Fairy Energies in play. Maybe Steven has another idea. Here we see a Rainbow, take a 10 damage to that Xerneas. Treat. And we'll see a Geomancy. Okay. Now Geomancy is select 2 Pokemon, and for each one of those Pokemon, put a Fairy Guard from your deck onto them. So that's why he got 2 fairies out. It's a cool way to accelerate a fairy deck. So here we see a Rough Seas. Professor Letter. If I didn't talk about Rough Seas last game, Rough Seas deal 30 damage for each of your Lightning and Water Pokemon. So we see Kyle get the 1 Water. Or maybe he got 2, I didn't really see. And here we see an N. So now Kyle can do the Tidal Storm for 150. Put 30 damage on the Shaman and the Florges. Does Kyle get another Kyogre down is the question here. Here we see a Kyogre, very nice. And he does have the Rush and Retreat ability with the Keldeo with the Float Stone. I saw a Jirachi in his hand too, which seems pretty cool. There's the Rush and Retreat. And we see a Tidal Storm for 150, knocking out the Xerneas, put 30 on the Shaman and 30 on the Florges. So turn 3, Primal Kyogre is what you really want here. Gotta make the deck really fast. Here we see another Florges from Steven. Now he's kind of bitching multiple EXs, this is what I was talking about. It's kind of scary because now you have to play multiple Max Push to actually save those Florges. Those Florges only have 160 HP too. So they're very fragile. Alright. So let's see what Steven gets. Steven gets a whole, what, 8 cards with his Colress. He hits 5 on his side, 3 on Kyle's side. Colress lets you shuffle your deck into your hand, or shuffle your hand into your deck and draw as many Pokemon on the bench as there is. Cards as there's Pokemon on the bench. Sorry about that. Alright, so we see Steven do some Fairy Transferring. And we're going to see a Bright Garden for 100, 120. Yep, Bright Garden for 120. 140? 20? 20? Maybe I messed up early. Maybe I don't know how much it does. I know it's 20 plus 20 for each fairy Pokemon to play. Maybe 20 times many fairy Pokemon to play. I can't really remember which one it is. Alright, so we see a Versity from Kyle. 140, I know they know the math correctly. Here we see an Ultra Ball. This card's a Jirachi and an N. Get another Kyogre out. Now, that's what you really want here. Just streamline between two different Kyogres while you're healing off with Rough Seas. So Kyle will draw into the Rough Seas and two waters. There we see the Rough Seas. I don't think I saw two waters. Here we see a Rough Seas. I don't think he has the two waters, like I said. See the Silver come down to the Kyurem. And see a Rough Seas here, heal off the Kyogre. Okay, we see one water, but we don't see the other one. That stinks. So Kyle's gonna miss a turn of attacking here. Now I actually like that Muscle Band a lot on that Kyogre. That way you can just one-shot the Florges. So here we see Kyogre come active. Here we see a Fairy Garden. Rainbow come down on the Aromateas. Juniper discarding and an Ultra Ball. Steven doesn't really need those cards. It would have been cool if he had a Lysander. I think he has a a Lysander discard pile too, so a Verse would have been nice to actually kill that Primal Kyogre. Let's see. Steven's going to do a Bright Garden here for 140. The Verse Seeker for Sycamore. Alright, there's some water energies. Did he also top deck a Rough Seas too? That'd be pretty cool. Doesn't seem like he did. He would have probably dropped that immediately. Kyle does have the one water in his hand. It's attached to the bench. Primal Kyogre with 3 energies. Here you get Tidal Storm for 150. Start spreading some 30 damage. So there we see a 150. Put 30 on the Shaman and the Florges. Alright, I don't know how much HP that Shaman has. I think it has 60. Maybe 90. If it has 90, that's Steven's in bad shape. Because that means it's just a Tidal Storm knockout. Or a Tidal Storm gets bench damage knockout. Let's see what Steven has here. He got rid of 2 Max Potions in the early game, so that kind of stinks. Here we see a Max Potion come down. 2 Fairy come back onto the Florges. And I saw Steven with the Juniper in his hand. Does he play it or not? Here we see a Lysander. Bring up that Primal Kyogre with all those energies. He has 110. And here we see a Bright Garden for a knockout. Oh, that's not good. For Kyle. Alright, so Kyle needs to draw into water energy here. There we see a Sycamore. He actually needs a Rough Seas and a water energy. There we see a Rough Seas and a water energy. Alright, so he's in good shape here. We see the Rough Seas. Heal off 30 for that bench Kyogre. Here we see water energy come down to the Kyogre. He's actually a double attach here. I like that a lot because now he only needs 1 energy to do that. So he actually forgot to Rough Seas there. That always stinks. Because if you go to Rough Seas, it'd be at 110, and the next turn you can put it down to 80. Sometimes you just forget to Rough Seas though while you're doing everything. But he did put 2 energies on the Kyurem. Now the Kyurem does 120, 130. 100. I think it's 120. It's a big difference, 120, 130. Because the Silverbringer does 30 more. I think it's 120 though. Alright, so Steven plays Computer Search to get rid of a Juniper. And I think an Aromateas or Xerneas to get Trump card. This is what Steven needed here. He needed to get all of his Max Potions back into his deck if he could. Now, Trump card says shuffle your discard pile. Both players shuffle their discard pile into the deck except Lysander Trump card. That's why you saw Adam take the Trump card out of his deck, put on the discard pile. Very nice to catch that. Sometimes people forget to do that. Alright, so we see a Florges get the 2 energies. The Muscle Man come down. And we'll probably just see a Bright Garden here for 140. Alright. So on to Kyle's turn. And now with the Rough Seas here. Alright, very nice. Don't forget it twice. Let's see, receive a Professor Letter. Get a water. So I still want to know how much HP that Shaman has. Kind of stinks that they're using Clear Dice, or that Steven's using Clear Dice. Can't see how much damage they have. But I feel like that Shaman is like a Tidal Storm away from being knocked out on the bench. I could be wrong though. Once you get a course for 8 here, cool. It's cool that Steven's filled his bench up, make the course draw a lot more cards. All right, so we see a Totostorm there, knocking out the Shaman. All right, so we see a Fairy Garden from Steven. Muscle Man come down. Wonder what supporter Steven has in his hand. Alright, see a Megaphone, get rid of all the tools. And we see a course here. Now, Steven, well, he can knock out this Primal Kyogre no matter what. He has 110. Bright Garden's going to do 140 still. Because it only matters for fairy Pokemon. That Shaman wasn't a fairy Pokemon, so. And, man, I kind of wish that Kyle would have moved those 2 waters to that hurt Kyogre with the 110 damage, because that way he can just, like, Spirit Link, Prime Evolve, attach 2 waters, and then maybe, like, Lysander for the game, because he can bring up the bench Florges and take 4 prizes that way. The only scary thing is, well, Shaman just got killed, so no way Shaman can come out and actually do Revenge Blast this game, unless Steven plays another trump card. So we see that Steven plays like a heavy Florges version. He doesn't play Gardevoir. He just goes straight aggro with the Florges. Steven wants to look at Kyle's discard pile. And we see a Xerneas EX come down here. Very energy attached to it. We actually see Xerneas do 140 here. I think it's 140. Steven wants to protect his Florges from being knocked out. Great play from Steven. Both those Florges can easily be knocked out by this Keldeo. Now it's up to Kyle to see what he can do here. Here we see a regular Kyogre come down. The Spirit Link, Water Energy, Stone, and it in. Alright. If Kyle had a Lysander there, he'd be in really good shape. He could Lysander up one of the Florges, take a knockout, and next turn, knockout in Aromatisse. It looks like Kyle has 3 prizes left. I thought he had 4. Here you see a Rough Seas. Don't forget, there we go. Alright, he didn't forget this time to a Rough Seas here. Actually going to see a Raw Spear, put 30 on that bench Florges. That's a great play there. Here we see a Fairy Garden. Alright, Steven's debating. Alright, there we go. Fairy Garden comes down. Now his Fairy Pokemon have free retreat again. Kyurem did some work there. Kyurem does 30 and 30 to the bench. That's why we saw the Florges get knocked out there. So here we see Steven move some energies around. Alright. And I think if Kyle can just Blizzard Burn, he actually just wins. If that's 1 prize left. It looks like it's just 1 prize left. Kyle's looking through his discard pile, see what's all there. Here we see a Sycamore. Does he draw water? Oh. Not really sure what's happening here. Alright, yep. Never sure. I guess Steven wanted him to draw the rest of his 7 cards first or something. Alright, so on to game 3. Steven had the early Juniper discard 2 max potions, kind of bite him there because he couldn't use max potions. I think Steven only runs 3. He might run 4 though, but we only saw him play 1 after the Juniper discard 2. So now on to game 3. I'm not sure if they have enough time to actually finish game 3 or not. It might be a tie. We'll see. Steven gets 2 Pokemon, and Steven will probably opt to go first. I want to see why you don't. Alright, so 7 cards. Wow, that was a bunch of that was a bunch of water energies. I actually thought he started with a Kyogre. I was like, man, that's gonna be really bad. But we know that Kyle does play the Ultra Ball, and I did see a Jirachi in his deck. He just hasn't dropped it down yet. Kind of kept it a secret from Steven this whole game. Alright, so there we see a full art Kyogre in the start. I didn't see what Steven started with. Alright, Xerneas, Spritzy, Fairy Energy, Muscle Band, Fairy Garden, and a Juniper. Here we see another Spritzy come down, and we see a pass from Steven. Seems like Steven's playing fast. Maybe he knows that time is very important here. So, alright, so we see it in from Kyle. Oh, I just noticed that Kyle actually has a Primal Kyogre playmat, or a Kyogre playmat. That's pretty cool. Playing Kyogre and playing the Kyogre playmat. So here we see a Ultra Ball discarding a Lysander and a Primal Kyogre. Maybe his other cards in his hand are really good. That's why he didn't want to discard them. Here we see a Kyogre come down. Now does Kyle have a energy or not? Okay. Guess they just ID'd here. They didn't realize they didn't have time. So here we see a round 3 at ID. Hopefully you enjoyed this match. It was Fairies versus Kyogre. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Round 4 will be up fairly shortly. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty, bye.